Alright. We got Dragon Kaiser Gaming's Dark in the quarterfinals here of PiGFest, going up against BYUN in the top right. BYUN, an absolute monster within his own rights. A beast who's sending an SCV out. Hello. What is this build order? BYUN starting off very tricky with his opening. And Dark on altitude. It's a good map for Zerg. Very good as the game progresses. Hard for Terran to turtle up. Those bases get very spread out. But if you get momentum, I mean, it can go both ways. If the Terran's in your face, hitting you with biomine from all angles, it is also hard for the Zerg to scramble between these 3rd, 4th, and 5th bases that are just so spread apart. And BYUN is looking to take that aggression to his opponent right from the start. Interestingly, though, there's no second SCV, so this is a barracks gas. Okay, so BYUN's opening up with a forward Reaper pressure up against the Dark, who's going hatch first. Okay. Interesting. All right, this is like a weird Gummio build or something. So he's going to look to apply Reaper pressure just a bit earlier than normal. Probably build 2 Reapers and then go, I guess, Command Center Factory. It's just a normal build behind it because he doesn't have a second gas. What a fascinating build here for BYUN. That's really interesting. Okay, Dark's just going hatch gas pool. Super standard stuff for Dark. Dark did not see the barracks, by the way. And normally you want this Reaper to start right in about 1:26. This probably cuts off, what, 8-10 seconds of rally time, which could, it should be giving you a drone kill. Whoa, where's the Reaper? Where's the Reaper? BYUN! Oh my god, that Reaper is like 6 seconds late there. That's a huge mistake. He misclicked it. He started the orbital on time. He must have thought he pressed the button. But that's basically almost his entire lead of building the barracks on the map kind of negated from that. And he's building a bunker. Wait, what's the... Okay, so he's trying to scare Dark into thinking it's a marine rush and getting him to pull drones. But because Dark hasn't seen the bunker, Dark hasn't even responded. He wants Dark to pull like 5 drones down here and think, oh god, there's marines coming. Oh, I've got to stop the bunker. Dark's not reacting at all. And now that he does see it, he sees it so late. He's like, wait, I would have seen marines by now if this was a real 2 or 3 racks. So he's not reacting. BYUN is not only late on the Reaper, he's not getting the reaction he wanted. That Reaper needs to go in and try to pick off a drone right now. Should be able to get a drone. But, you know, it's Dark, man. Dark has very good micro. Ooh, okay. Good extractor trick so far. Zergling's taking a lot of damage, but extra Zergling's coming up as well. It looks like one Zergling snuck out there. Reaper's thinking about going after it, but the second Reaper will be able to deal with that. So BYUN's going to handle that A-okay. That Reaper will clean up the Zergling. Got to make sure that doesn't get across the map since you do have a command center out there. Cleans it up. It's going to get forward, but a Reaper doesn't really do any real damage. Queens can deal with that on their own. And Dark can go back to droning already. Dark is making Link speed and Zerglings though. What? And he's not pulling off gas. Oh my god. So he's just like, oh yeah, look, we've defended this. Oh, BYUN needs to see that there's no drones. He does see 2 more Lings pop out. It's weird that Dark didn't focus the bunker. Players forget that if you kill the bunker, the Terran doesn't get their 75 minerals back. But he is massing Ling Bane. BYUN needs to get in there and see the Zerglings. Oh god. Oh god, man. Oh dude. He's just gonna get Baneling busted. The Baneling nest is on the way. He's going 3rd command center on the high ground. He's trying to build a reactor on the factory. Technically, you can defend this. Oh, look at that, though. He's going to the high ground. He's going to get surrounded. Lings come in from the low ground and the high ground. Oh, actually, I like that. Jumping onto the ledge there, but he doesn't have high ground vision BYUN, so he can't shoot these Zerglings on the high ground. And as the Queen comes over, he will get dealt with. Reapers try to do some of that fancy BYUN micro that's so annoying to deal with, but with the Queen there now, both Reapers go down. I mean, you got to build a bunker. Surely cancel the tech lab, build Marines, build a bunker. BYUN's going to start building Hellions right now. That barracks just got home. He will have a few Hellions out in time. Maybe with God tier micro, he can make something happen, but it's going to be absolutely God tier micro. Like, BYUN will need the micro of the gods. He will need to play like a beast. Banshee needs to start up right now. He does start a Banshee and Cloak, but the Banelings are already on the way. That Banshee will not be out for another 30 seconds. And this is a big problem, man. Okay, Hellions are there at the front. He's going to try and see this Ling Bane coming up. He sees it coming. Oh, God, he's in trouble. The command center will create some choke points, which is nice. You're not really going to kill many of those Banelings, but these ones in the back. He's got to focus down those Banelings. BYUN trying to focus the Banelings down. There's 2 of them still deep in the red. He does get rid of 1 more. The SCVs need to protect him from the Zerglings. He does get the last Baneling. Nice focus fire, but oh, no, the Hellions get surrounded. That's his entire firepower, guys. 2 more Hellions pop out on the left of our screen, but that one in the mineral line gets surrounded up the top as well. Oh no, he's just getting rolled over and there's more Banelings coming in. That's it, Dark. Great defense, rolling over the top, and BYUN with a nervous mistake to start off this series. Not a great start for BYUN. Oh man, this triple barracks right out front the base. This is crazy. BYUN's just putting it right in front of Dark's face. Dark's about to find out. Does he see the third barracks, though? I don't think he will. He's going to see the first one turn around. No, he's going to continue. He wants to see if there's a third barracks or not. He doesn't care if he loses the Overlord, I guess. Or maybe he just is a daredevil. He thinks he can get out. Maybe he's saying, look, if you chase the Overlord, it means you're not building a bunker. And that's good for me. Maybe that's a price you're willing to pay as a Zerg player. And yeah, BYUN doesn't even go for it. He's like, not worth it. I need to get the bunker up. I need to put the pressure on the drones. This is actually something I never realized. I always thought losing an Overlord would be terrible this early. But if it slows down the push, it's actually really bad for Terran. Oh, that's a lot of drones. There's a giant drone pool. Dark is chucking a rogue right now. He's trying to just pull 1 billion drones to try and fight it. The Marines need to get in the choke point. They can wedge themselves in the choke point. It's hard for the drones to really get a lot of surface area, but they can drill. Good focus fire so far by BYUN. He gets a bunch of these drones down, but oh, those 3 Marines. Beautiful positioning on the back line. Drones cannot fight there. So good for BYUN. He gets 10 drones. That might just be game over in game 2. Hot diddly damn. It's all in. Game 1 as a counterattack to a heavy pressure. BYUN says, screw that. I'm going to get your respect, mate, and shoves it in game 2. Massive damage, forcing the drones to fight. Not even started stepping back. He just stands his ground, takes down those drones. 15 worker kills, 16 workers to 8 behind this. He's got an orbital dropping mules. That is an insurmountable economic advantage. You have 1 queen, 1 spine crawler. They can defend the next 8 to 10 Marines. Beautiful by Dark. But the problem is, he can't drone up in that time. And what happens when there's 14 Marines? What happens when SCVs get pulled? Well, you just die. However, BYUN's actually stopped building Marines. He's going Command Center and SCV production. So BYUN is going to try and just build the economic advantage and win a few minutes from now. But this game is already basically over, man. And I'm looking at their faces and I'm like, I'm kind of happy that BYUN is just such a balls to the wall player who something goes wrong and you're like, is he going to lose confidence? And then you like, he just basically is like, well, I tried to stab you and you parried my blow. I shall stab you harder this game. Harder, faster, stronger. The man has Daft Punk playing in his head literally 24/7. It's just how he plays the game. Now, BYUN does see an Overlord there and there. He could come and maybe snipe those with his Marines. Dark will have to run those away once they realize the Marines are popping out at home. It's basically going to turn this series into a best of 5. 2 very quick sudden victories. I love the heat these two are throwing at each other. They are very evenly matched historically, Dark and BYUN. I didn't actually check the stats before this series. If, Jamie, you want to look that one up for me in Twitch chat, I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. But I think they'd be... Oh, I know Solar and BYUN are always exactly 50-50. I feel like BYUN is normally a little above 50% versus Dark. I could be wrong on that. Third command center is on the way. BYUN's just going to build an economic lead for himself. He's just slowly chilling. He should be building 2 reactors in a moment as well. Slowly just stopping the creep from coming out. He basically says, hey, you need like ling speed or something to really chase me off. It's crazy that there's a 4 Marine contain right now. I like the idea of playing gasless to get back in it for Dark. He's just droning, injecting, spreading his creep. It's the right way to play it, but double reactors now on the way. Factory as well. BYUN is miles and miles ahead. They need perfect macro in this sort of scenario. You're already so far behind, but look at that. 2 creep tumors go down there to the Marines. Oh, man. Another 2 creep tumors go down. It's worth it, man. This creep tumor can still spread, but yeah, Dark is supply blocked on 44 right now, and it's a bit of a nasty one. Luckily, he does start a roach horn and an extra gas, so that frees up a little bit of lava to build more drones, as does the 3rd hatchery, and a few more overlords do go down. Bunker going up at home here for BYUN. Says, you never know, he might all in. Best to play it safe. And this is kind of an interesting spot, because like so many times I say, oh, why give him time? He could have just made Marines and SCVs and gone. But I actually think this is an equally good decision to just killing him with more Marines and SCVs. I don't think it was possible to defend that for Dark, but remember, Dark doesn't have the same knowledge of exactly, or BYUN, sorry, doesn't have as much knowledge of how many drones went down as we do. We saw that Dark was down to 8 workers, but you're not counting every drone you kill. So while BYUN has a pretty good sense, he might be like, oh, maybe he was on 11 workers after that. You know, you don't know. And the difference between 8 and 11 is massive. So in the chaos of the early micro, it's hard to keep track of exactly how far ahead you are and do the math on everything. And he's going to just kind of chill, add the double upgrades here. The double drop is going to start getting going. And honestly, defending this double drop for Dark is such a conundrum. Like, what do you even do against this? You have to make like 14 roaches. You don't have roach speed or upgrades. And then you're like, when can I drone my third base to actually get a decent economy, right? You're down on workers versus Terran. The Terran has stim. He's got shields coming in. His 1-1 has started. His third base will be floating down momentarily as well. Fourth and fifth barracks on the way. Like, all the infrastructure's there. As a Zerg, at the same time, Terran's going 1-1 and fourth and fifth barracks and has a third up and 2 bases full of workers. You want to have a macro hatch, a fourth base on the way, double Evo upgrading, Baneling Nest, all that stuff. He has none of it. Dark has to tap out to the double drop. As I said, it's a conundrum and apparently unstoppable there. BYUN with a nice 3-racks gets one back. Oh, right. Dark is up. Well, he's even now. He won his map pick. He lost BYUN's map pick. He's back on his map pick. Let's see if they keep it on pick. If it stays kind of on serve, if you're a tennis fan, essentially is what this is like, then that's always very interesting. BYUN in the top right is going to go for the famous 2-racks Reaper Warloff. And I expect Dark to go hatch gas pool against this. So 18 supply, gas goes down. Yep. Looks like a pretty standard play for Dark. He does like to go for the quick ling speed. And you got to be careful about getting those Reapers surrounded. BYUN's one of the best in the world at being annoying with those Reapers and getting, I would say, an unnecessary amount of damage done with just 3 or 4 Reapers. What I've really liked is actually lately a few more people have been overcommitting and getting crazy with the Reapers. BYUN is doing it. He's going 3-racks. And with 3-racks Reaper, if, say, Dark starts ling speed but then starts a third hatchery, that third hatchery can get killed. So not only can you kill a few lings, maybe a queen, maybe a drone or 2, but then you kill their third base before or as ling speed's finishing, and then get out of there as BYUN, and you really screw up the Zerg's opening. It doesn't necessarily like put you ahead. So people always ask me, they're like, hey, Pig, how do you defend this? Like, what's the strength of it? What's the weakness? The strength of the 2 and 3-racks Reaper opening is it allows you to put heavy pressure on your opponent from the start and force a lot of back and forth interaction. Basically, it takes the game from I'm doing my build, you're doing your build, and we're going to interact later at 6, 7, 8 minutes or 4, 5 minutes with Hellions, to right from the very start, here's a Reaper, here's another Reaper, here's a third Reaper, I'm 2-shotting Zerglings, I'm 2-shotting drones, bam, 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 and if you make any mistakes, I can punish you for it. Why does BYUN do this all the time? He's BYUN, he's one of the best micro players in the world. He's simply trying to leverage his advantage as a player, which is, if I get you in a multitasking micro war, I will trade better than you. It's kind of funny though, because Dark is such a beast micro-wise as well. Like, he definitely can go toe-to-toe with BYUN, but that BYUN is always looking for that kind of tipping point where his opponent just gets overwhelmed. 2 Zerglings have died so far, guys. The Queen moving out. Oh, drone goes down. Lovely snipe by BYUN. And he's getting good damage on the Queen. While she injects, she doesn't attack for a good 2 seconds. Really nice damage on that already. And he rotates north, and he's going to start taking it out. Now, behind this, Dark sees no command center, which means he knows it's a 3-racks. He's already making lings. Ling speed's almost finished. Can you kill the third hatchery in time? I would say yes, because I don't think you can get enough Zerglings to defend it. Even though Dark's only at 21 workers. The command center has now started at about 3 minutes behind this. The Reapers are going after it. Baneling Nest is on the way. Dark is like, okay, well, I'm behind in workers and I'm going to lose my third hatchery. Screw you, man. Cancels the hatchery. Drone goes down. He's already got lings on the other side. There's no wall off. Oh, BYUN! BYUN! Why is there a depot on the high ground? Because he's going to rely on the add-on on the low ground, but he hadn't got there yet. He loses the SCV on the command center. You do not want to have this command center get canceled, mate. But you know what? They go after the Reaper, and that may be a slight mistake there. Dark's got more units coming in. The add-on is walling him off. The lings have kind of shown that there's a lot of them, but he hasn't given away necessarily that there's a Baneling. Oh, a Reaper just died. He loses 1 Reaper there. 6 Zerglings and a drone, as well as the third hatchery getting cancelled, is what's going down this game. There's still 1 Ling up there, and the Reapers dancing side by side like they're friends. There's no bunker. BYUN is weak to this. Remember, even when he scouted it versus Raynor at Sweden early this year, Raynor still killed him with it, and that was when he saw it coming. In this scenario, I don't know if you can defend this. Is it possible? It's all about the Reaper micro, really. Oh no! If they get caught outside, this is terrible. This is terrible. I mean, he could maybe dance to the left, but oh, he's outside of his base. He's got to go back inside. BYUN is supply blocked right now. He loses the reactor that's building. He's got a few Marines and a lot of Reapers. These grenades are everything. The SCVs are getting pulled. The Reaper grenades are everything. The SCV's doing a pretty good job, man. The Reaper's focused down one of those Banelings. Can they take out the next one? Yes, he can. Great micro by BYUN. but he cannot let any more Banelings in. The Banelings will ruin the SCVs. Look at that. He pulls back with the SCVs, focuses the Baneling down. He focuses down another Baneling. He gets all of them. The SCV's doing great. The Marines on the left side trying to get surrounded by the Zerglings, but they get microed back. As long as he takes out the Cocoons, the Banelings can't get in. BYUN with exceptional micro. He's holding on right now, and Dark has to tap. Ow! Ooh, if he misses just one or two of those Baneling focus fires, he gets killed. But BYUN is too tight on the micro. All right, guys, going into the next map. We've got Dragon Kaiser Gaming down here in the bottom right side. And BYUN up in the top left. He's going to be going for the 2-Rex Reaper. I doubt he goes 3-Rex this time. Wait, whoa, what is this wall off? Add-on, and then factory here? Is he going to put a factory or a third barracks down here specifically so that it doesn't have 2 entrances? This is an interesting wall off, guys. I haven't seen this slight variation. It's a 3-Rex Reaper. Guys, BYUN said he was a little unhappy that he played his second match today and didn't have as much time to prepare. He wanted to have at least an hour or two to prepare, and because of that, he wasn't feeling confident. Turns out when BYUN's not feeling confident, we know what his go-to is. I am going to shove Reapers down your throat. And to be fair, there may have been a hint. Guys, he is trying to make Dark remember the trauma of their 2016 World Championship. A World Championship which many Dark fans to this day say that BYUN only won because Reapers were imbalanced in that version of the game, and the map pool was also really imbalanced as well. And it was 3-Rex Reaper into 3-Rex Reaper into 3-Rex Reaper, and Dark struggled really hard with it. And Dark played such a good series of StarCraft. But that was a very different meta in early Legacy of the Void. BYUN came out 4 wins, 2 losses on top of that World Championship, held up the trophy at the end. But yeah, you're not meant to keep going 3-Rex Reaper in the current meta. It's meant to be a surprise build. He is looking to tilt his opponent and make him kind of upset, make him make mistakes, catch Dark on the back foot and start to cascade these things out of control. Dark is going for the 3rd hatchery again, as you do, but he should know that that's a bad call. Dark is so busy dealing with BYUN's Reaper, he didn't pay attention to his Overlord. And oh, a drone gets picked off there. Guys, if there's no command center at 220, then you know your opponent is going 3-Rex Reaper. But Dark still went for the 3rd hatchery, and that's a free cancel. The difference is he's droning this time. He knows he can't save it. He tries to sneak Lings out, but BYUN leaves a Reaper there very cleverly, and is going to both cancel the 3rd and keep him contained. And Dark is forced to drone up on 2 base. He's only got 2 queens, though, with a 3rd queen just starting. This is a really bad start for Dark. If he went his gasless build or a 15-15, he'd be in a much better spot against this. Serral mixes in a lot of 15-15, and it kind of counters these builds because he goes up into drones and queens so early. But in this case, it looks very good as a start for BYUN canceling the 3rd. Link speed is done. That Reaper's just going to run away. Drone will get picked off. And the Ling's going to poke across the map. But the wall off is complete. Sorry, I thought that reactor would be 1 space back so there'd be an opening, but this is actually not too bad of an opening. It just leaves some nice space at the bottom, and he can always seal the wall there with an engineering bay as a backup if he needs to against the Baneling bus. That is a lot of Zerglings, guys. Dark just built 30 Zerglings? What the heck? He's just hoping to catch the Reapers on the outside, I guess. Off just 24 drones. I mean, it secures the ability to rebuild the 3rd, but he's doing it off such a low work account. And this is one of the things where Serral excels so hard in these scenarios because he both shuts down the Reapers and he's fully saturated his expansion by 320, 330, that sort of thing, right? And then he goes for the 3rd a little bit later, but he's mining so much more money the whole time. He also goes safety roaches when he plays against this as well. But BYUN, with his opening, Dark, sorry, you can't go safety roach off this opening. You need to be playing a different build. You can't afford roaches when you've already invested in a quick Ling speed. You don't have that many drones. Queens are a little late. He's going to take double gas. Oh, he might try to transition roaches off this with the double gas. We'll see what he does. 37 workers versus 31. Now, the one thing Dark has going for him is BYUN's opening does not have any secrets in the follow-up. He's opened up with 3 barracks. He has to use those 3 barracks in the follow-up. You never see a fast 3rd command center here. It's always the same follow-up. Make stem, make shields, make medevacs, start pushing with 3-Rex medevac marine. Often with siege tanks mixed in, and then a 3rd command center at earliest after 3-Rex pressure. So it's a committed 2-base push at the very least. It isn't necessarily an all-in. You can expand behind it, but it's never going to be a quick 3rd command center. So Dark knows, get to 50 workers, maybe 55 at most, Massling Bane, and I should be okay if I can just kind of control those first couple of Marine medevac pushes. Right now, though, that Marine army with the Reapers beats the heck out of those Zerglings, already getting a few of those. 4 Zerglings and 2 drones have gone down this game. Reapers trying to damage more and more of them. Baneling Nest is on the way, another 12 Zerglings on the way. There are 6 Queens out this game, 4 of them up front ready to fight, but no transfuses on any of those Queens. Stim and Shields isn't ready, so BYUN's actually not ready to fight right now, but look at the balls on this kid. He goes forward. I say this kid, he's a veteran. I shouldn't call him a kid. He clears up the creep like crazy. Pushes deep, even without Stim and Shields. Finally loses 1 unit, but he just gets so much respect. Medevacs are coming out, Tech Lab, and he's scaring Dark before he even really wants to force an engagement. Dark, of course, does not have that information. He doesn't know about it. Baneling Speed's on the way. Double Evo Chamber does start behind the 3rd base. Ooh, I do not like this Evo Chamber placement, guys. I don't think Lynx can get around the top or the right, which means if Marines drop in here, you only have 1 single choke point to run through there. That is a very bad Evo Chamber placement, and it could come back to bite him in the butt if we see a drop there later in this game. Stim's done. Shields is finishing in a second. +1s here as well, and it's go time. Here we go. Stim is done. Oh, the Reaper's up front, but BYUN's messed up his focus fire. Oh no, BYUN fat fingers 3 times in a row. You can see the pain on his face. That was not the micro you expect from BYUN. A hilarious timing for someone to support the tournament. Thank you, Jume. BYUN with the love heart there. People supporting BYUN as well, but that was a disastrous engagement for BYUN. Way, way, way worse than you'd ever expect. The Reapers did not drop the grenades properly. I think what happened there is he accidentally selected a Reaper with the Marines, so he stimmed late, and then when he tried to micro the Reapers, he probably couldn't use the grenades because he had the Marines selected, so grenades were late and misplaced and not going down, and Marines just were not stutter stepping. Definitely a fumble with his selection that he didn't realize until he gave commands and then went, whoa, why aren't the commands working? Kind of looks down and realizes, oh god, I've actually selected the wrong units. Big mistake, man. Uh-oh. I don't think BYUN's dead in this game, but he's way down in workers. Remember, he has to get damage done. It's a 3 barracks Marine tank push, and it's so important for you to get damage with the first wave, clear the creep, get your opponent on the back foot, so then you can finish them off with this later push. But there's a Hive on the way, and Barrow. Great tank positioning on the right side. I do like that. It's probably just going to branch forward with maybe, yeah, it looks like 1 medevac worth of Marines going to start to pressure that base. 3rd command center probably going to go down in the near future. Lots of tanks and libs are on the way behind this. Hive seems unnecessary here, but on its own, it's not the most expensive upgrade. And as long as Dark just moves to that southern base, imagine if you get Ultras out with like +2 carapace and chitinous plating. You know, there's just no real... I mean, Liberators can answer it, actually. And libs are already on the way. BYUN has a bigger army. Imagine how much bigger it would be if he killed a bunch of Banelings early and had all that creep in the middle cleared. Going back now. Pretty good micro by BYUN. Baiting him into that single tank's fire. More tanks and Marines coming across the map right now. Liberator's coming in. He's trying to overwhelm Dark with the multi-prong. The Queens are all out of position up top right now, but oh, Dark with a clutch counterattack. He surrounds the Marine tank, gets 2 siege tanks and a pack of Marines down. Actually, one of the tanks somehow survives. Liberator's getting a lot of lost mining time, but they've only killed 4 drones. Does kill a lot of Zerglings, though. You gotta be careful with fights like that. Look at the units lost tab. It's so weird when you surround an army like that. If you don't have Banelings to get the Marines when they're clumped up, it actually did not work out at all. It looked like an amazing fight, but the units were clumped up enough up against the cliff. There wasn't enough surface area, and the tanks actually got insane splash damage on those Zerglings because they were so clumped up. BYUN is up 3 supply right now. 24 of that is army supply. He denied the 4th in the top right. He's now going to deny the new 4th in the bottom. He's finally started a 3rd command center. Viper pops out and runs over the Marines and dies. Oh no! Man, I thought BYUN might have fumbled this game, but BYUN is an expert on this map, and he is showing his skill. Marine runs forward. Does get taken out. More units coming across. I still feel like... Oh, there's a tank up here in the top, guys. Definitely want to see him keep that tank alive. BYUN's in danger of pushing a bit too far forward on creep right now. He is so deep on creep. This is crazy. This is such a crazy setup for BYUN. I think this is offering a fight to Dark that he should not be offering. Dark is in a really good army number to actually overwhelm this. Blinding Cloud does land on the tank. He focused the Viper down, though, and he saves all the Marines. As long as he saves the Marines, it's all okay. Marines are in the main base. Looks like that drop got shot down, but they are going to take care of the Queens. Nice scan to take care of those burrowed Queens. One of them unburrows and survives. Marine tank in the top right kills a drone, kills an Overlord. He's drippy dropping left, right, and center. These Marines are a little damaged, though. Does have to be careful. It looks like BYUN maybe lost some more dropships there. Where are the Queens? There's one Queen, and he's building 2 Vipers. We've got the Brood War Ultralisk skin on, one of the funnier Ultralisk skins. Could unsiege and save that tank if he did it a little quicker, but unable to. And guys, the armory in the second engineering bay is on the way. The problem is, +2 melee's finished, +2 carapace is on the way. Dark is only on 3 bases, but he's got Ultras, he's got Vipers, and that's going to be a massive problem for BYUN. He's got only Marines right now, wisely pulling back to the high ground. That tank on the low ground, not in a great spot. But with the libs covering, it's hard to engage into that. Third command center, 50 SCVs. If he can start his 2-2 upgrades and maybe get into some Marauders, I can imagine BYUN doing quite well. On the other hand, look at the mass Zergling comp. Do you need to go like Widow Mines or Hellbats here? I don't know. Feels like mass Zergling obviously can get punished by mass Marine, but with a few Ultras, a Blinding Cloud or 2, Marines are so fragile. It's very, very careful. It's definitely an Orbital on the third. If you guys see a Prog or a Planetary on the third, you need to link me that game. I don't think I've seen it in about 10 years. Oh no! Duck, 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 Baneling! The nastiest game. Every Terran hates growing up with that. Luckily for BYUN, Dark must have queued those Banelings up and they got split apart by the army, so he accidentally split burrowed them. Big mistake for Dark. Big mistake there. Detonates them in a bit of a spread, gives away the burrow, and obviously the Marines just fall back and heal. These Banelings also split burrowed. I don't know if he's just using those to scare him back, because a laser does that sometimes where he burrows with single Banelings just on purpose to try and scare him back without committing as much, because double Banelings everywhere is very expensive, but looks like he does fix up those Baneling patterns. Vipers run forward. Another Viper almost dies, gets away with 1 life. Liberator coming in behind the third, but the Spore Crawler plus the Abduct should be able to deal with that. Some Marines on the top still being annoying. BYUN is an absolute monster when it comes to being an annoying beast, guys. He is an absolute monster. Parasitic Bomb lands on that medevac, getting some value for Dark. Only 54 workers here, though, for BYUN. Dark's up to 80. If he can secure it, he's got the 2 new 4th bases up top right and bottom middle. Medevac save all the Marines. Units lost tab tells us a story, 3,000 in favor of BYUN. BYUN's got a lot of Marauders coming out, and I told you guys that's what he needs to do, but he's forgotten concussive shells, and that's a big problem. His 2-2 will come in and tie up the upgrades, and Dark has actually gone +3 melee rather than carapace, which means his Zerglings are going to do really good damage with Adrenal. They will get gunned down very fast. It's going to allow him to deal with Marauders a lot better. Scans are having to be used just to get out of the map. BYUN taking a 4th base. No SCV production, though, but I love that he's adding Widow Mines. The explosive power can definitely smear this mass Zergling army. Dark's added Hydralisks. He's actually rounding out his composition nicely. BYUN is up 33 army supply, but the tech is so advantaged for Dark that I do think Dark is still ahead in this game, especially with a 26 worker advantage, meaning every second that goes by, he's simply mining more. Burrowed Baneling's unable to set off there, not getting a compact enough target. Oh, BYUN, careful, careful on the micro. Oh, his Parasitic Bomb does do more damage than we expected. Does save the triple drop in the north. You can tell Dark's trying to take advantage of him there, trying to catch him off guard. Marine Marauder, Widow Mine on the way. Mine's pretty effective here. Where are those Ultras, guys? I think they must all be in the top right now. There's only 2 on the field. +3 Kindness Plating's on the way, but it's not here. It's 2-2 versus 2-2 right now. Army trying to come in that left side. Triple drop in the top is actually taking out a base right now. He's trying to pull back Blinding Cloud on top. BYUN needs to get out of here. The Hydras and the Parasitic Bomb clearing his medevacs. Oh, God. He's going to have to stand and fight. Oh, God. BYUN does save a lot of Marines in the north. And he does save a lot of the units down here, but a lot of his medevacs went down or got heavily damaged. He's got 8 of them, which means he has been building medevacs pretty continually. He's got 3 Liberators as well, which are his best anti-ultra units, but the Vipers counter the tanks and the libs very effectively. 4th command center is going to go up top. It's an orbital command center. It tells you just how bare bones the setup is for BYUN. He can't even afford a planetary. He's trying to get scrappy amounts of money out any way he can. Marine Marauder there. There's still Ultras on the top. If those Marines run in on the left, they will find a very fierce meeting party. BYUN is still up about 38 army supply, and he starts his 3-3 upgrades finally. I think an Infestor could be a game changer, but Dark doesn't really have a lot of gas to spare. He's struggling to max out right now. Looks like the Marines, a few of them got cleaned up. Ultras are going to attack across. Hard to defend that. Dark always attacking in 2 places at once. Scares him back, drops a parasitic bomb. BYUN's trying to shove in, but his third base is getting ransacked by a couple of Zerglings. The Bio coming in with a big spready. Baneling's coming in from multiple angles. Ultras do come back from the north, and I think that's going to allow Dark to clean this up. BYUN needs to get out of here. The Liberators, though, the Liberators are still up, but very few Marines. Oh, he Marine drops in the top. If he gets rid of that hatchery, Dark's income is going to go good night. Oh, no. Dark cannot afford to lose this hatchery, but at least he kills the medevac, so there's no escape. Well done by Dark. He also forced that base to lift and burrowed those Zerglings, ready to come back in. Army on the south coming in. BYUN senses a little bit of an opening. He wants to get more damage, but, I mean, looking at the economy, you can't be letting Dark retake bases. The supply advantage is all workers right now. And the thing is, apparently, even with long-distance mining, he's still got a crazy amount of mining, does Dark, and he finds the undefended orbital on the 4th. BYUN needs to basically grab his whole army, clear up the 3rd, clear up the 4th, and then push the top. And if Dark fights him front on, there is a chance for BYUN. However, if Dark hits the natural, I think he wins this game. If Dark keeps going around and just backstabbing, the lack of defense on these bases is so weak for BYUN. His position is a little bit kind of strangleholded. And there's definitely a lot of BYUN fans out there who are still spewing over that miss micro when he first pushed with the Reaper Marine over here, because that's what's led to this position. And it does feel like even though BYUN's had opportunities, he's looked just a little bit desperate since then. I think he feels a little bit of pressure, realizing the upgrades are there. He's down 2 upgrades. The libs, the tanks, the mines trying to set up, and Dark doesn't fight him front on. As we said, just use that mobility. Lings going to the natural and the 4th. 4th lifts off. Well, those SCVs need to get out. They're going to try to run, but oh man, there's nothing at home. He's got no army at home right now. Oh no, every SCV going down. BYUN's mining back to pretty much nil. It's going to force him to shove on creep, and that of course means parasitic bombs are going to cause a lot of trouble. Damage on the medevacs and the Liberators there. The wall-off getting breached even because there's no Marines popping out at home. 3-3 is going to finish, but he's already deep on creep. Zerg already has the 3-3. The Lings coming in. The parasitic bomb in the middle of the medevacs. Absolutely brutal. And after an insanely heavy pressure opening that was working out so well for BYUN, he does slip up a little bit on the micro, and Dark fights back. All right, guys, BYUN is saying all aggression all day, every day, and the Overlord has barely gone past it. Dark, unfortunately, not seeing this. He's gone hatch gas pool. This is an in-your-face 2 racks Marine push. Now, this is not the 3 racks, so this is just to cause a bit of damage, and he's going to go factory behind it on the high ground in about 220, I think that starts. This is a really, really cool way of doing it, but SCV comes in as well. It's going to see what it can do. Okay, bunker goes down. How many drones are we going to pull, Dark? Oh, man, this is so hard, because that bunker placement's really annoying as well. Your drones have to go around a corner to get after it. He's actually just going to go roaches, I think. Oh, he's going to give up the natural. That should give a big advantage. Oh, but wait, he's starting Ling speed. Dark's already planning a Ravager Ling all in. Oh, my lord. It's actually Marine into Reaper, which can scout this. But double gas? Oh, okay, it was just an extractor trick. Never mind. I thought he was going to go Ling speed and roaches, or Ling speed and Baneling Nest there. But he's actually going to do it that way. Reaper's jumping into the main base. You're going to see those Lings building up, see the Ling speed, sees that he's still on gas, and immediately BYUN is going to be very wary of a counterattack, but this is not a 3 racks. He's going to have a factory. So honestly, he probably won't build a reactor. I think he'll just start building Hellions one at a time. And he might even float one of these barracks home, but for now, he's kind of cementing his position at the front. It's going to be a mass Ling Queen break. Now, can you kill the hatchery before Ling speed finishes is the question. I don't know how the damage output works out. Marines have pretty good damage, but those Lings might go in with the Queen's tanking just before the hatchery goes down. If you let the hatchery die, you're in big doo-doo. You're only on 20 drones. Dark needs to hold on right here, right now. Queens and Lings going in. SCV starting to get surrounded. Oh, me, oh my, the bunker taking some damage. Oh, he's going to save the hatchery. Nicely done there by Dark. Pretty damn good hold, man. The Marines, oh, they do get themselves in the corner, but he side traps his Reaper. Oh, BYUN not going to be happy with that, guys. Not going to be happy with that whatsoever. You can see he's very frustrated on the camera. Sorry, guys. Just had to bring that up. He does not look happy with that. Oh, not getting the hatchery. Should he have built a second bunker is my question. And I think in hindsight's 2020, it always is, right? But I think he probably should have built a second bunker and maybe built more Marines instead of Reapers, right? Marines will at least get this Overlord. That's something. He does have a command center almost finished, and he did build the reactor in this case, so he's going to be able to build Hellions. Lair is on the way very quickly. Dark, what are you doing with this Lair, mate? Is he going quick muter? It's either quick muter or it could be quick Nidus Worm. Or either of those could be nasty. I think because there's 2 barracks, Mutalisks probably better than Nidus Worm because there should be a few units able to defend otherwise. He's going to go straight onto the reactor there with the 2nd barracks once Hellion 3 and 4 pop out. This is going to be an interesting play. Dark droning up a lot on 2 base. And very good hold for him. Stabilizing this series very, very, very well. Lair is finished. What's the play? Spire. Spire starts at 4 minutes 30. You're going to have enough Marines to shoot up, but no 3rd command center for at least a while in this position. Up 10 workers already is Dark. He's going to have to get some work done with the Mutalisks, but if he can hide that he's going mutas for a while, they can do a lot. Aliens coming forward, going to find themselves a creep tumor. Alien's going to go to the top side. Ooh, okay, he's going to try and drop inside that main base. Let's see what we can do. Maybe go on the ledge. Not too bad. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh! Gets a few, doesn't take too much damage. Oh, he's going to redrop. Oh, BYUN. He's getting good shots on those Lings, guys. He's actually microing this really well. Dude, BYUN's cleaning up all the Zerglings. No way! The Queens and Lings were so well positioned. I still don't know if he's going to get that much value overall, but the fact that he's getting what he is massive. And he scouts the Spire! No way! BYUN looking absolutely be unstoppable right now. I can hear his puppy barking in the background saying, get him! Get him! Urf, urf, get the dirty Zerg! Don't tie to him! It's still a hard spot because those mutas are going to be tough to deal with, but he's going to have Medivacs meeting up with the Marines. Is BYUN going to try to push? Okay, so BYUN is taking a very kind of risky decision to try and push out, I think, an attack before the mutas get to his side of the map, force him to be defensive. But he's going to run into these Zerglings and realize, wait a second, Dark has a massive Zerglings. Maybe not the best idea. Luckily, he scouts that. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go home. And I think we'll see a 3rd command center start up in the near future. Probably build a turret in each mineral line, that sort of thing. I don't think he can keep being aggressive here. That being said, he has a 3rd barracks already. A couple turrets going down. The 3rd hatchery just started. It's dead even in workers. This game is back to being so close. I'm loving this series. I keep thinking one player is going to run away with it, and I need to remind myself to not be so nervous as a fan of both of these players. They're both so good at fighting back. BYUN with his micro, Dark with his dirty tricks and mind games, as well as his ability to just dance and keep up the pace with BYUN, who smothers a lot of the Zergs with micro, but Dark with just a few Mutalisks out here. He's on 8 mutas now, going to 10, so more of them will be coming across the map soon. Finds himself an SCV kill. BYUN's building another tank. This tells me BYUN's going all in. And you know what? If he hits before Baneling speed, it can definitely work. It's going to be 80 seconds for Baneling speed and another 35 seconds for the Baneling nest. It's under 2 minutes. I don't know if you can get across this map and force a fight in under 2 minutes. Especially not with Dark kind of pinning you back like this. Yeah, BYUN has to go now if he's going to make this happen. Turrets are well, very well placed, but look at the Lings. He's just going to try and counterattack here. Dark's like, any time I buy is essential. 10, 20 seconds can buy Baneling speed time, and that's going to win me the game potentially. The units are splitting up for BYUN. He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. He doesn't know about those Zerglings up there in the mutas. Oh, they almost get a medevac. They catch a few of these Marines here. Oh, the medevac barely survives on the left side. But BYUN's F2ing a little bit. BYUN looks a little bit frustrated. Looking at his body language on his face, I definitely don't think he feels very confident right now. And the Ling counterattack, such a clever move by Dark. He's just luring him away, but Baneling speed hasn't started. That's the one problem for Dark right now. He's on 41 drones. He needs Baneling speed so hard. The funny thing is that if BYUN builds a 3rd command center right now, he can play a longer game and he's just fine. But he's actually going 4th and 5th barracks. He's doubling down on the 2 base all in. And Dark is doubling down on mass Zerglings off 41 work as he finally starts Baneling speed. This game is going to be so low economy. I think Dark has enough army advantage that even though you've technically got a better economy as Terran, it's hard to recover from here, especially with the value these Mutalisks are going to gain. Oh my lord! Dark makes a big doo-doo! Big doo-doo! How many mutas was that? 7 mutas have gone down. He's down to just 11 Mutalisks. They don't have the same power. That was a huge mistake. Unacceptable. Dark does not make a mistake like that usually. The army supply is very close now. Baneling speed's going to be ready in time though. So Dark has bought time for the key upgrade. There's not that many Marines there. It's only like 6 or 7 Marines. But with turrets backing it up, it looks like he's okay. 4th and 5th barracks with no add-ons are going. And I think Dark is like, look, if I just get the Marines with the Banelings, I win this. Depot does get repaired just before it burns down. Nicely done. Well placed to scan, but oh man. He's so deep on creep. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Going in pre-Baneling speed. Dark's going for it. Oh, the Marines. I don't know if they can fight through this. The +1 attack on them really helping out. The Banelings do manage to connect, though, and that is massive. +1 attack was big for those Marines' firepower. The rest of the army has to come and save these medevacs, but Dark actually lets them go. A surprising move. I really thought he'd chase and get 1 or 2 more medevacs there. Still no workers on the way. As I say that, sorry, 2 drones are starting up. Dark is very low on economy. He also... yeah, his natural, he's trying to transfer drones out of his main to his 3rd now. Muta's dancing on the front. It's a desperate all-in for BYUN. This series is all action, all day, all night long. It's non-stop fighting. The Lings and the Muta's going for the counterattack one more time. SCVs are going to have to get pulled to fight here. But actually, he's just going to pull a few. The Depot does get taken out. The whole army gets pulled back. Dark is using the high mobility force very well. He still feels very desperate. BYUN scans the 3rd. And this is the moment where BYUN's like, wait a second. His economy sucks, and BYUN's realized only after scanning, I could have gone a 3rd command center a while ago. Dark's economy's absolute garbage. How does he have this many units? I think there was this moment where he was like, how does he have this much army? Because what Dark's doing, very few Zergs would have kept making units here, unless you're playing Bly or some other, like, you know, Impact maybe, back in the day, True. I'm thinking of all the kind of cheesy Zergs from the ages. And you don't really expect that necessarily of Dark, but that's the unpredictability of Dark. He can do whatever he thinks will work. BYUN gets the active tumor, does pull back. This is a lot of Mutalesques. I think you have to go Widowmine Thor, and indeed he's going for double Widowmine. 2nd Engineering Bay and Armory coming up. This is going to become a macro game. If Dark had a 4th base, I'd feel good for his macro, but as it is, he needs more damage, and he's going for it. That is a lot of Mutalesques. They're going for the turret. They will find 1 missile turret. Widowmine hidden, oh, 2 Widowmines behind the gas. I love it. Thing is, he needs Overlord speed and Overseer now with this. As the Widowmines come out, you don't have an answer to those Armory Widowmines unless you have Overseers, and he has not made a single Overseer. But he's got a good pack of Banelings. 12, 3 more coming. It's going to be 15 Speedbanes. Not as many as with normal armies. It's because all the gas is going into Mutalesques. 2-2 starts for Terran. Very nice for BYUN. His Widowmines aren't rallied to the front right now. He's got to be a little careful, and he's got to keep that mine production up. Because mines are what ruins Muta Zergling Baneling. Marines coming forward, 3rd command center is floating out. It's so even. This match is so even. Oh, nice Muta wave. Gets 3 SCVs. Dark is just waiting to pounce. He's finally being forced to drone. Oh, double Widowmine gets a boom boom. 11 Mutas have died this game. Units lost tab looking pretty good, but BYUN finds the Ling Bane, hoping to catch the Mutas. He finds that the Hunter becomes the hunted. Oh, here we go. Giant engage for Dark. And he takes some massive tank Marine shots, and look at that. Big advantage, 3,000 or 2,000 resources lost in favor of BYUN. Tanks are in the open. Uh-oh. Oh, he's going to get 1. Can he get 2? Oh, double tank snipe. Dark says, thank you very much, and flies right out of there. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I had to just... There's got to be a little bit of cringe just to balance out the tempo, guys. This game's been too tense so far. We gotta lighten the mood a little bit. It's been so crazy. I mean, both players look so tense right now. The Marines and Widowmines are coming forward. 1-1 only just started for Dark. If 2-2 finishes and he has a 4 upgrade advantage, that's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Wow, the Ling Bane Muta coming down the south side. Nice spready, but where are the Widowmines, guys? There's only 4 on this map, and I think that's the big problem we've seen is not enough continual Widowmine production. I think BYUN, as he sets his army up, he's very aware of that, and he realizes, oh, not like this. Wait, there's a siege tank. I think it can stop most of them, but it does need to react to SCVs. Oh, okay. They didn't actually clump that very well, so as long as he puts an SCV on auto repair, they'll all get healed. Only 2 SCVs going down. Luckily, Dark was not watching, or he could have detonated a little better than that. Few Marines up front get hit. Not the worst trade in the world. He's got to be... Oh, watch out for the Widowmines. Oh, Widowmine got a good hit on the Banelings. The Marines gunned down the Zerglings. BYUN is still dancing on the edge of creep like a mad lad, man. Dude. Widowmine's coming forward. There is one siege tank here as well. 2-2's finished. He's got a 4 upgrade advantage. BYUN knows that right now he is way ahead. He is so far ahead right now on the upgrades. If he can fight, his Marines should win, but he's so deep on creep. The Banelings get a few decent connections, but not enough. There is still a big bio army. If he can kill this 4th, that could be a game-winning move. Only 5 Banelings left. He's got Marauders, he's got Marines. The drones are banned in the base. Dark realizes he's in the doo-doo right now. He is up doo-doo creek without a paddle. He's going to have to get his hands dirty, dip them in, and start just scooping whatever he can to try and find value. And you know what? The Mutas are very good value finders. They keep finding openings. He just can't do any more of those flying into the Marines or the Widowmines when he's not looking. Those Mutalisks can get unlimited value if you finesse your way with them well enough. And actually, he takes a fight. Sacrifices 1 or 2 Mutalisks, takes out like 8 or 10 Marines. I think that was an okay call. He's lost a total of 17 Mutas this game. Units lost tab 2,500 in favor of BYUN. 4th Command Center survives, and I think BYUN should probably put that on the front base rather than the back, as it's a bit easier to defend.
Game paused.
BYUN does have to pause there, guys. I imagine we've got some wrist issues. And all right, guys, we had to have a very quick break. BYUN had to rub his wrists for a few minutes to get feeling back in them, but we are back into it. The Muta harass continues. This is a very tense game, a very tense moment, and BYUN's wrists are feeling it. We're all feeling it. You know what, guys? Dark took massive damage. He lost his 4th, but he's hanging in, and he didn't lose drones. He took pretty good army versus army fights by using the creep advantage that he had from the Mutalisks. And this is a classic Mutaling Bane game where you're not in that good an economic situation. Oh, no, no, no. BYUN takes a big boom there. 10 SCVs do go down. That is rough right there for BYUN. I've taken the players off camera as obviously BYUN does usually have these wrist issues when he's on camera, guys. He didn't ask for it. He didn't even respond when I asked him if he wanted it. He just said, just give me a minute to rub my wrists. And I told the players, I'm turning the cameras off anyway. I think they're both still have their cameras running, but I'm not showing it to anyone. I told them that, trying to reduce the issue. Dude, Dark with these Mutalisks. And he's building more. He's got +2 Mutas. He's building 7 more. He's going to go up to 35 Mutalisks. He walks into the same Widowmines from before. Those Widowmines have got a lot of value. 24 Mutas have died this game. That's a lot of Widowmines starting to join the fray. People were pointing out, even during the early push, he wasn't really building Widowmines. Dark grabbing one. No, not quite able to get it. 3-3 is on the way versus no 2-2 started for Zerg. I mean, even rebuilding workers could work out in this game, I think, for BYUN. He's not doing it. He feels like he's got to be aggressive and find damage, but Dark is not really working with a good income. His 3rd and 4th are starting to get low on minerals. His 2nd and 3rd, I should say. His 4th and 5th are where most of his mining's at. That's where the real vital area. Oh, that's so many Mutas, though. You can just one-shot these turrets. You can't repair that. You cannot repair that. He has Marines ready for it. The Mutas are just going to fight. My God, how often do you see Mutas take a fight versus 16 Marines? And Banelings in the bottom as well. Dark, Mutas roll over the Marines. Banelings roll in the bottom. And Dark asserting himself as an absolute beast. Right, now he's going to get the planetary. He gets the planetary, and BYUN is forced all in. BYUN needs to go now because his economy just got ruined. And guess what? 3-3 is going to finish too late in this game to be effective. Oh me, oh my. A few Widowmines trying to hide on that right side next to the gas. I like that BYUN's setting up some defense there to try and keep Dark back. The army supply is still close, so with 3-3 coming in, there's still a chance for victory. It's going to be hard. This base is such a big income advantage. It's like 1,000 minerals coming in a minute right now for BYUN. His main's fully mined out. I guess he can float his main out, and actually, the creep is the problem. He just can't fight on creep right now, and he needs more Widowmines, and he's only got 6 right now on the map. Not that many with his army. Widowmines are the one thing that could win in this game. Ling Runby is going to come in. Well-placed Widowmines should get a big boom on these. But actually, no, the Lings are a little bit spread out, and I don't think they're close enough for it to fire. It does at least spot them, so he can group up, and then they're going to take a shot on the way out. Widowmine does get a few Zerglings there. Nothing to write home about. It's 3-3 versus 1-1. It's back to that 4 upgrade advantage from earlier in the game. BYUN is down on economy, and he must force a fight. The creep is receding up here faster than my hairline. And that is an impressive feat. BYUN, he's got to do one more scan to clear it a bit further before he gets in range of that hatchery. It's a lot of Banelings. And BYUN taps out. And a bit of an early lead for sure. Unfortunate. I'm going to rewind that game really quickly just to look at that final scenario. Let's just look at the numbers at the very end, guys. I think there was enough Banelings. There was no way to win. There was going to be 53 Banelings. So the way he wins here, it relies purely on a lot of good Widow Mine hits and his Marines like not getting touched. It's very, very tough against that many Banelings. His army on the front is just not that big. 60 Marines, 6 Marauder, 7 mines, and obviously a bunch of those Marines are all at home, as well as a bunch of the mines. 2 mines there, 2 mines there. He's only got 2 Widow Mines on the front. And that lack of Widow Mines, even with a 4 upgrade advantage, that is rough, and I think he was feeling a lot of pain there. GG. Alright. Fighting hard, not going down without a fight, dude. You do not normally win games when you've been that far behind for that long. Well, not behind, but I mean, it's just like the bravery to sit on 41 drones and just keep massing mutas and zerglings. It felt like I was watching a Mio Micah match, you know? Felt like I was watching a Vietnamese cheese god. But Dark wears so many different hats so well, whether it be Great Greed, Great Macro, or anything in between. And he fights best from behind. That couldn't say it better myself. Resonance in Twitch chat dropping that one. Double barracks opening for BYUN. Once again, looking for the heavy pressure. Ooh-wee. It is a best of 7, remember, guys. One more game. Dark takes it out. If BYUN wins 2 in a row, he can bring it back. It's been Reaper aggression, or proxy Reaper, or proxy Marine, or proxy Marine into Reaper aggression every game for BYUN. He ain't slowing down. Oh, Dark's playing Gasless, guys. It's the 3 hatchery Gasless build. This is a lovely build order. He's just checking for proxy barracks before taking that 3rd. Oh, this build order is so good. 3 racks Reaper, I think, would have a party against it. I don't really know, though, actually. Because he's gasless, he can afford 4 queens pretty quickly. But yeah, this is a very nice build order. You are supposed to get a bit more mining time on these patches rather than those patches, but it's very minuscule. Probably a 15-20 mineral difference in total here. Double barracks pumping right now. The Overlord has not seen the 2 racks, right? So that's the thing, because he was looking for proxies. He doesn't know exactly where they are. BYUN's going to start that command center at 220. Seeing no 3rd barracks on the high ground at least tells you it's probably not 3 racks Reaper, since that's usually where he puts it. Reaper dancing right now, looking for those Zergling kills. Oh, can we get it? Nicely done. 1 drone kill. Very good start here for BYUN. Remember, it's just a 2 racks Reaper, so it's not a big commitment. 3 Reapers, and then he'll just kind of transition onwards from there. Seeing the 3rd hatchery, he should know that it's the gasless roach build. He could have gone forward for that. It would have been very dangerous, though. Does get a Zergling, and... oh, almost gets the creep tumor. Not too bad. He finishes it with the 3rd Reaper coming in with the grenade. Not bad, not bad. Remember, the whole advantage of the 2 racks Reaper, when I talked to pros about this, I was like, why do people keep doing it? It's so predictable. It's not that strong. One of the things they pointed out, besides the high pressure stuff we talked about earlier and exerting your macro or micro versus your opponent, is it delays the first creep tumor by a long time. That's one of the things all the Zergs had to say about it. They said, you got to realize you're delaying that by a long time. And creep spread has a sort of exponential growth at pro level where when it gets past a certain point on the map, you need to cover 3 or 4 different lanes to actually slow it down. And guys, he actually built 5 Reapers. Sorry, I should have mentioned this. I did not realize it was 5 Reaper opening. That's a heavy aggression. Oh, he's going to take down the extractor to kill the drone on that one. You can't really kill the 3rd base with this, though, can you? I think he's going to go after the queens. They don't have transfuse energy yet. Got to be careful, though, with those Reapers that are taking damage. Another tumor goes down. Oh, doesn't want to lose these Reapers. There's a new queen on that left side. 3rd command center is coming up. SCVs, orbitals, dropping at mules, marine stim, and a factory finishing up behind this. The Reapers would love to get another kill or 2 here. Oh, but it looks like a transfuse went down on one of those weak queens, and you're forcing a lot of queens, but guess what? He's gasless. Dark is still at 35 drones in the midst of this, and you're killing a lot of creep tubers, which in a way is softening the queens because they don't have transfuse. Good pullbacks. He gets a queen finally. But creep tumors are there. There's a queen and a pack of slowlings on the ramp. You can't jump up there, on the cliff, I should say. And he's looking for... this is one of these games where it's like, I think BYUN's like, man, if I went 3 Rex Reaper, I'd be out of control right now. I'd be killing all these queens, or if I kept building Reapers, like, this could have spiraled, but... hindsight's 2020. Marines are pumping out. I'm pretty sure Dark would have tried to get a single gas on a Roach Horn if he thought it was 3 Rex Reaper as well. Gets a drone, not bad. Queens from both sides, though. Got to be careful about the sandwich. Triple gas is on the way. Roach Warren goes down. These all seem very late, but you got to realize the build is not that far along for BYUN. As I say that, does have 12 Marines, Stim almost finished, and 2 medevacs on the way. I don't know who's ahead or behind. Normally, every game I see of Dark play this opening, and we asked him about it in the interview. We said, why does this opening work so well? And he said, well, I do it on Neo Humanity every game because that map sucks to play against Terran late game. And I just like to get ahead, and then I can just kill them easily in the mid game. And that's why I like that build, is because it's really greedy. And to be fair, I feel like once again, he finds himself with a decent worker advantage off this build order. The question is, can he defend this next wave? 9 queens. He's got a fair amount of transfuse. I think he's got 3, about to be 4 transfuses available. There's no ling speed. The 9 roaches aren't here. It's just queens right now. This is a narrow window. If he can stim and kill like 4 or 5 queens, this could be a big opening for BYUN. BYUN dives in. BYUN's going for it. He's going for it. The lings get gunned down. The nice queen positioning. I like the way he moves to the right, trying to collapse the right side of that concave, and does take out only 1 or 2 queens. 1 queen died to the Reapers. Another queen died just then. Overall, great defense by Dark. Dark's wall of queen defense into Mass Roach is amazing, but his Lair and Evos are very delayed. And remember, there is a 3rd command center behind this. There's only a 8 worker advantage. So I don't think this is a desperate spot for BYUN just yet. He's building 3 more barracks. His upgrades are on the way, well ahead of the Zerg upgrades. This feels like a pretty even match so far. Oh, getting a queen. He needs to get the queens back so he can pick up and leave. Almost gets 1 more queen. And there we go. That was actually so well done by BYUN. That was a great trade. Units lost tab is close to 2-1, and he's killed 5 queens now, dropping that count to 7. That's right. Dark built 12 queens this game, guys. 1-1 is on the way. Lair is almost done, so Roach Beat will be coming in behind that. But how do you secure a 4th base? Dark has not been able to. He's going to take one now, but he's kind of stuck on massing roaches for the next few minutes, and that's what BYUN has to watch out for. BYUN has a super fast second factory, a beautifully timed armory that's actually going to finish before 1-1, and he even stims in and takes out a few creep tumors there. Queen comes very far forward, almost a cocky queen. Could have actually been re-dropped on, but BYUN had already looked away, so he gets away with it. What do we see? Twitch chat, what is that? 4th and 5th barracks have tech labs. Oh, man. Only 2 reactor, 3 tech lab play. This is very rare. That is super Marauder tank heavy. This is a Roach slaying composition, but if Dark can swap back into Ling Bane versus this, you will not have a lot of Marine production, and therefore you kind of suck versus mass Lings, because you don't have a lot of firepower, except against armored units. But against the Roaches, man, those Marauders and tanks are going to absolutely smash. So it's mostly Marines up to this point, 34 Marines, 3 tanks, but now it's double tank, triple Marauder production. That to me says he probably wants to do a big push and try to kill this 4th, maybe straight up win the game with 2-2 upgrades. +2 attack starts, +2 armor should be starting soon. Doesn't quite have the gas, but there we go, he does start it. Oh, good drop here. I think that's too many Marines to fit into medevacs. Oh, the Bile's kind of punishing him, and indeed a few Marines do get left behind. Scan right there would be pretty nice. And just barely catching that tumor on the right and the left. Pretty good job of keeping Dark kind of in his cage right now. Dark may have to billow out this game. You might wonder, what is a billow? Is a gust of wind. It's also the name of Borat's brother, who is locked in a cage usually. So we'll see if he can manage to break out of the cage. He does have a pretty big, kind of meaty, strong army of Roach Ravager, but his 2-2 hasn't started. He's got pathogen glands on the way, burrow and tunneling claws. Very tricky. A big army supply advantage for Dark, but the quality of BYUN's army is much, much better. Fire tank trying to come forward right now. Roach Ravager looking for a flank. Oh, great positioning by Dark. Is it enough, though? These tanks on the right looking amazing. The Biles landing across this. The Marine Marauder standing pretty strong. I think this positioning of these tanks on the right is a bit too good. Oh, the tank takes a Bile, but not enough to take it down. BYUN with a fantastic engagement. This man is fighting hard. He is fighting for his life. And he is absolutely doing very well in this game. Yes, Dark's still up in supply, but it's trash supply. Guess what? Pathogen glands got made. Dark forgot to make any infestors because he was making Roaches, Ravagers, and Burrow. He didn't get a chance to do it. He's also not started 2-2. So even though they're fighting with even upgrades, the longer this goes, the better it is for BYUN. If he doesn't just kill him outright right here, right now, the tanks are coming a little bit far forward. Is he forcing the issue? Maybe. The Queens are tanking so well versus the Siege tanks and the Marauders because those are not armored units. But the moment the Queens are gone, the Roaches disappear, the Ravagers get overwhelmed, and oh me, oh my, BYUN is large, he is in charge. And with the 5 Reaper pressure, finally, a Terran punishes, keeps enough momentum up, and they manage to punish Dark's greedy 3-hatch gasless build. I have seen him win so many games of that in the recent weeks, and it just feels good to see a Terran seem to figure it out and have the skill to exert enough pressure to punish. Marine Marauder's going a bit too hard right now. He should really wait to heal up with the Marine Marauder, I think. Definitely needs to let those guys heal. He's out of medevac juice. I like the tanks getting in a forward position. And a nice spready on the Marine Marauder to guard it. Tunneling Claws, Roaches are going to try to shark in on top. BYUN, if he's watching, he sees it. You can see a big kick up of dirt when those Roaches are tunneling. BYUN sees it and he shuts it down. All right. Once again, 4 for 4. I cannot believe we are here. Game 7 of the quarterfinals, and it's going to be on Neo Humanity. Dark has been scared away from his 3-hatchery gasless play that he normally plays every game on this map. I think maybe after my interview where I was like, you do this build every game on Neo Humanity. I think maybe we lit a light bulb in Dark's head, and he was like, if Pig knows, I'm pretty sure BYUN knows. And he's like, I'll do it on Royal Blood instead. We'll catch him off guard. Unfortunately, BYUN handled it well, and BYUN has gone back to 3 racks Reaper. Shopify Rebellion's BYUN here. Going for momentum, going for speed. The question is he going to be going the distance? The Overlord should stay overhead to see if a command center goes down at 220. Dark, scouting. That Overlord is, I don't know if that's in vision of where the command center is. You need to be looking at your minimap at 225, and if there's no command center down, you know it's a 3-Rex Reaper. Let's see if BYUN Dark realizes that. So far, good micro for Dark. I mean, to be fair, Dark isn't moving out to take a third anyway, so it looks like he's kind of stuck on 2 base. He's just building Overlords, which tells me he's going to be going for just a lot of Zerglings on 21 drones. I actually think you can drone a little harder than this, but those Reapers are so in his face, it seems like he does need at least a few more Zerglings for now. Doesn't lose any drones, though. Only 1 Zergling. Impressive micro. That looked kind of scary. Thought that was going to get a bit more out of hand. Now, the Overlord, I guess he assumes there's no command center. He's going to find out when he sees the 4th Reaper. That's 100% confirmation of this. All right. Oh, Reaper pulls back. Very nicely done. But you got to be careful. Oh, BYUN, what was that? Oh, God. I looked over to look at the camera, but I realized we have the camera off. Losing a Reaper there with a bit of a fumble. Unnecessarily fancy right now, BYUN. Third hatchery's on the way. Link speed coming in. Link speed's almost here. Link speed is almost here. The Lings are coming in for the wraparound. BYUN sees it. BYUN sees it. 1 Reaper is separated from the pack. The grenade. Oh, no. Great surround for Dark. Great surround for Dark. Dark's all over it. BYUN here needs these Reapers to do more. But Dark is swarming him with mass Zergling. A grenade goes down. It does hold them back. The Reapers are stutter stepping like a tournament. Life depends on it. It is a $10,000 tournament, and the Reapers need to get damage. And you know what, guys? He actually killed way more Lings than I thought he would. Amazing micro for BYUN, but not good enough. He gets swarmed. The moment Dark got those Lings out, he droned up his natural. It's full of workers pre-4 minutes, and there's nothing at home, which means goodbye Tech Lab, goodbye Stim, and Dark takes a massive lead. There is a 3rd command center behind this, so BYUN changes up the follow-up here, which is kind of cute. Oh, my lord, he just cancelled his add-on. Oh, no, wasn't that a reactor? I think that was a reactor, and it was at 99% complete, right, guys? I think that was an accident. I think BYUN just misclicked that. First, the Reaper. And the thing is, you can tell BYUN's been very emotional, everybody. He's been very emotional. That earlier on Babylon was a turning point in this series. The moment his Reapers and Marines moved in, BYUN looked like he was defeated mentally in that moment. And the thing is, this is always the worst thing in StarCraft, is when you do something really bad and you are so upset with yourself at that mistake that you would normally never make, that you're shocked completely out of the moment. And all you can think about is self-hatred and anger. There's no compassion in that moment. You know, we always talk about try to be compassionate with yourself for mental health these days. People are like, you know, don't say to yourself what you wouldn't say to a friend or something like that. And then you're like, you friggin' idiot. Friggin' why'd you run the Marines in? Why didn't you focus fire the Bailiffs? And I guarantee you, sometimes that emotion is so overwhelming, you just can't fight it back. It's so friggin' hard to deal with. It's so friggin' hard to deal with. And I do think once again, when that Reaper died, we had another moment of BYUN just getting pulled out of the moment. And just being a little bit kind of slipping up there. He then saw the Tech Lab go down. He could kind of see his tournament life potentially slipping away, but he has to stay focused. Canceling the reactor was just adding damage to an already bad position. He's going to play 5 racks on 3 command center here. And if he goes for a reactor on the factory, I think he can bring this back with Widow Mines because they have great comeback potential. If he plays Siege Tanks, I don't think he's got a great chance to bring it back. On the other hand, tanks are very good defensively, so maybe if he turtles up. Dark has gone straight for a 4th base, though. I've talked about BYUN falling apart mentally. Perhaps it's a theory. I don't know for sure. I just feel like he is feeling very tilted. Dark, on the other hand, is pouncing upon weakness. You do not show a man like Dark weakness. Because look at what's happened after this early game. He took a 4th that's finished at 615. He's about to take a 5th base. He's at 62 drones. You could even argue he's making Zerglings earlier than he needs to. Like, he could probably build another 10 workers and then make Massling Bane, and he'd still be fine. He's got a Baneling nest there. He's going for a pretty late lair, but he's going to start Baneling speed in 2-2 super early. And BYUN has definitely got a lot of work to do right now. I've always said that Dark recently looks very weak with his Ling Bane play. He just doesn't look very strong to especially mid-game timing attacks. But this is the exception. He's had a good start. He's gotten away with being very greedy because he realized how far ahead he was. And in this scenario, Dark looks great because it skips right past that point in the mid-game, which is his weak point. It's the one thing that makes his Ling Bane not that strong. Well, he doesn't have to deal with that this game at all. He's straight up to like 5-6 hatcheries. He's got the macro hatchery, infestation pit. Like, he's gone right past the scary part of Zerg vs. Terran to the part where he excels, which is kind of, I've got my full setup. I've got some creep spread. We're just playing big 150 to 200 supply armies. He's going to get there in the next minute or so, and he's going to be an absolute fiend to deal with. 2 more gases on the way. We'll take him up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 gases. And his Hive's just finished as well, has it? No, Infestation just finished. So Hive will be on the way in the near future. He's just a little gas-starved right now. But BYUN, on the other hand, what's he doing? 4th command center really early. I think we know what BYUN's plan is, guys. That's right. BYUN is activating turtle mode. He's going to pull that shell up. He's going to tuck his head in. And he is going to look to weather the storm. A small pack of Marines and 2 medevacs on the map, trying to basically be a delaying action. That's all this is. Soldiers, your job is not to win the fight. Your job is to annoy the opponent, distract him, and not die. And if we can buy enough time, maybe we get enough Marines and tanks. We get the 2nd factory. We get the 3 more barracks out. We get to the late game. Now the question is, how does Dark try to finish this game? I would imagine it's going to be just some classic Ling Bane overwhelm. I think he's probably going to go Ultras, since we haven't seen any sort of tech like Hydra Den yet. Probably 2 Vipers, Adrenal Glands, straight for 3-3 Massling Bane, and then maybe add like Hydras eventually, just to have a bit of anti-air, but probably just Ultras and just look to swarm over with mass numbers. BYUN is deep in a pit. If he digs his way out of this game, I will be so impressed. He's already gone earlier in this series from a lot of bad pit situations and actually fought his way back. He's very capable of fighting his way back into games. He's got that killer instinct. That being said, he is not Maru. Maru is the player who I'd give a little bit of a higher chance in this scenario. I'd still give Maru very negative odds though. 3rd factory, he's going to go reactor on that, and he's going to mix in Widow Mines. That's a very smart play. When you're stuck turtling, you need something with a little bit of extra oomph against the Massling Bane, and a 3rd factory does exactly that. I really like BYUN's understanding of the situation he's in and how he's adapting. He is on 8 barracks. He's got those 3 tech labs in the back. He does need to finish maxing out, though. He's building turrets, you know, upgrades, SCVs. That's good, but he's got to finish maxing out, and he's not really building bio right now. That's a problem, because you know Dark ain't going to give you that much more time in this game. Is going full screen not an option? I don't know what that means. Command center lifting there. Baneling's coming in. Oh, as I said, he's not going to give you time. So many SCVs getting run over. The Banelings are getting shot down by the tanks. Oh, if he had like 20 more Marines here, this would be a very different fight. Only 1 Baneling gets in the mineral line, and he will defend the SCVs there on the 3rd, but he lost 26 workers and all of his siege tanks, and that is a very successful attack. BYUN needed to finish maxing out. He was thinking a few minutes ahead in this game. He's like, oh cool, Dark's giving me time to get all the pieces for the late game, but you have to finish maxing out in that scenario because you know he's going to hit you with a ridiculous amount of Ling Bane, and you need to take a good enough first fight that the second fight doesn't just straight up win. Oh, Queens plus Parasitic Bomb, abduct as well! The double medevac gets sniped. Dark right now, you know, has an evil villain grin on that bearded face of his, that mustachioed face. The man has a goddamn lava above his lips, and it is curling upwards as he grins because you know he is in a massive lead, and he will not let it slide. He will continue to crash on forwards. The tank's getting overwhelmed, and Dark with a stunning finish. Too many 3-Rax Reapers in this series, and Dark showed that at the end of the day, he had adapted and developed his counter to be far too ready for it. Very well played for Dark. At the end of a long, hard-fought series, he finally gets the win.